Hello, welcome to Fly East Africa Weekly Bulletin, brought to you by Easy Flights for the best flight deals to travel across the globe. My name is Bella Twine, and these are the headlines. Air Tanzania launches maiden flight to Mumbai. Egypt Air A220 is to come to service in September 2019. Qatar Airways to launch direct flights to Gabon. And here are the stories in detail. Air Tanzania launches maiden flight to Mumbai. Now on 17th July 2019, Air Tanzania launched the long-awaited route to Mumbai, India. Now the route was planned to be launched in 2018, but due to unforeseen circumstances, the launch had to be rescheduled. The colorful event was witnessed by Minister of Transport, Works and Communication, Mr. Isaac Kamwelwe, government officials, the Air Tanzania staff, and journalists as well. The minister hinted on how important the route is to the East African country when it comes to trade and tourism. Now the 6-hour route was operated using the Dreamliner, and the new destination will be served on Wednesday, Friday and Sunday. The airline is offering promotional fares from their hub to Mumbai for as low as $378, and the new route comes just after a month the launch of the Johannesburg, and the minister said the airline is doing all it takes to expand its network. He further said the airline plans to launch Nairobi before December. In other news, at the Tanzanian national carrier, during a public rally in Kongwa district, the president, Dr. John Magufuli, said that the airline will purchase another 3 aircraft for the national carrier, and the planned aircraft are 2 Airbus A220-300 and 1 Bombardier Q400. The airline currently has a fleet of 6 aircraft and is expected to add at least 3 aircraft before the end of 2019, thus 2 AQ400s and 1 Dreamliner. Kenya to host second Aviation Week. Now the event is scheduled from the 16th to 20th September under the theme Championing by Best Practice, Market Liberalization and World-Class Safety Standards. The week will come during a 5th Ground Handling International Conference, the conference that will attract more than 150 leaders at airlines, airport, ground handling services, providers and suppliers. Now the week will be promoted alongside AviaDev, Africa Forum and Avi Assist Foundation. Africa Aviation Week debuted in Kigali, Rwanda last September with a series of aviation learning and training events. Kenya was chosen because it's one of the 8 African countries in Africa to achieve Category 1 status for effective implementation of ICAO standards and recommended practices. Now, Max Gonzny, GHI conference chairman, said that we are delighted to bring African Aviation Week back and continue our work deliberately and celebrating African aviation trailblazers. It's vital that we foster the stakeholder collaboration that's crucial to ensuring the continent delivers on its huge aviation growth potential. John Howell, CEO and founder of AviaDev, knowledge sharing and the spirit of collaboration is something we advocate through all of our activities. The Africa Aviation Week is a great example of this, which we are confident will capitalize on the opportunities that exist for aviation development in Africa. Tom Cook, the director at the Avi Assist Foundation, also said safety does not happen in isolation. That is why we are happy to be part of the 2nd edition of the African Aviation Week Alliance and go outside our comfort zone to break down the silos in the industry. Safety cannot mature without all other building blocks being attended to as well. For more details on the African Aviation Week, please do visit www.groundhandling.com and select 5th African GHI Stakeholder Conference. Lufthansa resumes services, but British Airways cancellation continues. Now, Lufthansa has resumed flights from Cairo, but British Airways says services will still be cancelled until 27th July as a precaution. Passengers who were to travel to Cairo were alerted of cancellations on Saturday, 20th July. Lufthansa followed suit with cancellations between Cairo and Frankfurt and Munich, but it resumed its services on Sunday. According to BBC, British Airways took the decision to suspend flights on the Heathrow to Cairo route for security reasons. The British government said it was aware of British Airways notifying passengers of this decision to temporarily stop flights to Cairo, and the UK Foreign Office has updated its advice, saying there is heightened risk of terrorism against aviation. A British Airways spokesman also said on Saturday, "We constantly review our security arrangements at our airports and also around the world, and have suspended flights to Cairo for 7 days as a precaution to allow for further assessment. The safety and security of our customers and crew is always priority, and we would never operate an aircraft unless it was safe to do so." British Airways also currently operates a daily return service from its hub Heathrow to Cairo. The Egyptian national carrier is continuing to operate its 2 daily flights between Heathrow to Cairo, and Egypt Air is continuing to fly twice daily between Heathrow and Cairo. Egypt Air A220s to come to service in September 2019. Now, with effect from September 6, 2019, some of the A220 that will be received will be deployed on domestic routes. The proposed routes are Cairo to Aswan, Luxor, and Sharm el-Sheikh. Also, the A220-300 of Egypt Air has a total of 140 seats and a single-class configuration. The airline currently operates Embraer ERJ-170LR on its domestic flight, and the A220s will replace the Embraers. During the Dubai Air Show in 2017, Egypt Air put in a firm order of 12 A220s with an option of adding another 12 aircraft. At the time of the order, the aircraft was called Bombardier CS300 before Airbus bought the C series from Bombardier. Now, Mr. Swafat Musalam, the airline's chairman and CEO, had the following to say: "We had embarked on a thorough evaluation of our fleet and have realized that the A220s will fit perfectly into our business plan and growth strategy," said Egypt Air's holding CEO at the time. "We chose the A220 aircraft because its excellent range will allow us to better service national and regional destinations, including neighboring Arab cities, the Middle East, and several European destinations." Currently, Air Tanzania is the only African airline to operate the A220-300. Sky Airlines also receives 7th Boeing 737 Next Generation. On 18th July, Sky Airlines received a new aircraft, a Boeing 737-800. The Ethiopian registered aircraft ETAXO registered arrived Lome International Airport at 10:15 a.m. from Addis Ababa. Now, the aircraft has a total passenger capacity of 168 seats, configured with 12 in the business class and 156 in the economy class. The aircraft was previously operated by Maltese airline Goshawk Aviation. Now, with this addition, the airline now boasts of a fleet of 9, thus including 5 Boeing 737-700, 2 Boeing 737-800, and 2 Bombardier Q400. Calm Air Co. also resumes flights to Bangui in the Central African Republic. Now, Calm Air is gradually relaunching its regional routes. After Libreville in Gabon, the Cameroonian national company resumed its service to Bangui in the Central African Republic on 18th July 2019. With effect from the 18th July, the connection between Yaoundé, also Douala, and Bangui will be 2 weekly flights, thus Thursday and Sunday. The route will be operated using a Boeing 737-500. The aircraft will depart Yaoundé Nsimalene International Airport at 7:30 a.m., transit Douala International Airport at 8:15 a.m., from where it will depart at 9:40 a.m. and finally arrive at Bangui International Airport at 11:40 a.m. 2 days earlier, they resumed 5 weekly flights to Libreville and Gabon. After a month of suspension of operations, the Cameroonian national airline returned to service in June. Qatar Airways to relaunch its direct flights to Gaborone. Now with the effect from the 27th October 2019, Qatar Airways will operate a service to Gaborone, Botswana. The Middle East carrier will operate 3 times weekly flights using an Airbus A350-900 aircraft that has a seat configuration of 36 business class and 247 economy class. Qatar Airways Group Chief Executive Mr. Akbar Al-Baker also said the following: "We are excited to be launching 3 weekly flights to Gaborone, another highly sought-after destination in Africa. Qatar Airways is committed to growing our presence in Africa and adding to the 22 destinations in 15 countries we already offer. Our new service to the enchanting city of Gaborone will enable us to provide a seamless journey to and from Botswana for passengers connecting from our extensive network of more than 160 destinations worldwide."
Hello from Aviadev. A few weeks ago in Cape Town we delivered our first route development workshop for African airports, civil aviation authorities and tourism authorities. The feedback from the community was fantastic and the workshop was sold out. You can hear directly from the attendees.
It was really interesting for me, very insightful. It was my first workshop in aviation, having been recently appointed into tourism as a CEO. For us in Limpopo, we are looking for ideas to develop new routes. So I found today extremely helpful.
The presenters were quite knowledgeable on the subject that they were presenting on. I really gained a lot of knowledge about route development.
I really enjoyed the workshop. As an investor in airports, I'm a layer removed from route development, so for me it was very insightful to understand some of the factors that impact or influence route development and what to think about and what to consider when talking to airlines.
At Aviadev, we partnered with Midas Aviation and we created Aviadev Consult, powered by Midas Aviation, the new company that provides tailored consultancy to the African market. And we've decided to bring the workshop to Africa again. We'd like to invite African airports, civil aviation authorities and tourism authorities to the Introduction to Air Service Development Workshop. It will take place in Addis Ababa on the 23rd to 24th September. In Addis, Aviadev team will be joined by Becca Rowland from Midas Aviation and the one and only Atogur Mawake, the godfather of African aviation. For more information and registration, click on aviationdevelop.com/Africa. See you in Addis!
Thank you for watching Fly East Africa Weekly Bulletin, brought to you by Easy Flights. For the best flight deals to travel across the globe, just call Matt and you will have your ticket with you. But first, let's take another look at the headlines. Air Tanzania launches maiden flight to Mumbai, Egypt Air A220s to come to service in September 2019, and Qatar Airways to launch direct flights to Gaborone. Connect with us on all platforms to get your latest African aviation news. My name is Bella Twine. Bye-bye.